Over the Moon is such an amazing film. I love everything about it. Philippa, first, I want to say my sister and I are huge fans of your work, especially in Hamilton. Now you're taking your amazing singing and rapping skills to your new role as the Moon Goddess. Can you tell me what it was like being part of such a special film with so much diverse representation?
It was so meaningful. It's the first time that I had the chance to play a specifically written Chinese character. And not only that, one of the most iconic Asian characters of all time, Chang'e, this beautiful goddess who lives on the moon. And it's a completely Asian voice cast. And I'm so proud to be a part of it. I was celebrating the entire time that I was making it, and I'm celebrating, as I'm promoting it right now. It's such a beautiful film, and it's really meaningful to be a part of.
How did you prepare for Rolladoll?
Well, it took a little bit of exploration, but ultimately, in my first experience with the music was Ultra Luminary, and that sort of really set me up for who this incredible character was. And in my mind, I was imagining like the best Beyonce, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga K-pop concert that I had ever been to, and sort of tried to channel that. And simultaneously, just like reveling in the fact that I get to play this character who completely just owns herself and rules this land. And I just loved it.
That's exactly the kind of vibe I got, the Beyonce K-pop vibe when you came on screen. It was such an amazing film. Kimiko, you're known for your roles in Orange is the New Black and Broadway's Waitress. Now you play one of the cool aunties. Why did you decide to be part of this film?
First of all, the script, it was amazing when I read it, but also, this is an Asian story with an Asian cast. A lot of the people were attached by the time I joined. And I think it's so important to see yourself in the characters that you watch on screen. I mean, I heard recently you can't be it till you see it. And as a kid, I really didn't see it. I didn't see a lot of it. So to me, it's very important to be involved in things that I think are forward moving and allowing us to, shape young minds in a positive way and give people hope and empower them to go for their dreams, no matter how insane, like going to the moon.
I love that it's an all Asian cast and such a great film for kids, especially younger Asians to look up to, like you said. Philippa, how was working with Sandra Oh, Ken Jeong, and the rest of the cast?
Oh my gosh. Well, it's incredible to be a part of this company. I really didn't get to be in the room with the cast, which is like the very strange thing about animation. I mostly worked with Cathy. It was a very special sort of situation where we got to be in the same room together and act together at the same time. But it is the most stellar cast of Asian actors. They look up to so many of them. Like, it's just the coolest thing to be a part of. And getting to see the final product and see Sandra's voice and Ken's voice and Kimiko's voice and see how this world comes together. I was just so giddy with pride.
I really loved everything about this film. I watched it multiple times, and I really think it's going to be huge. Kimiko, this film shows subtle nods to the Asian culture throughout the movie, like the lazy Susan when you guys are enjoying a big family dinner. Are there any traditions you share with your family during the holidays?
Well, one of our family traditions was my mom always wanted me to feel like I was integrating my Japanese culture in Arizona. So I would go to Japanese school every Saturday, and then during the summer, I would go to Japan and I would visit my family, but I would also, she would have me go to school during the day with the kids that I grew up with because we would do it every summer. I would go to school with them and I would participate as much as I could because, I'm not totally fluent in Japanese. It was more to just involve me in that culture, and it was like my favorite part of my childhood was being able to go to Japan every summer.
I'm jealous. That was on my list, and then now, with the pandemic, I gotta wait. So, Philippa, do you have any family traditions?
Oh gosh, so many. I mean, I think for my family, so much of it revolves around food. I think, some of our most connected moments have been about prepare, not just eating food, but preparing food, talking about food, sharing family recipes. You mentioned the Lazy Susan, that immediately took me back to my childhood and visiting my nai and just sitting around that big table and eating and chatting for hours. I look back at that very fondly. So I think like food is actually really powerful in that way, and it can really connect people.
Yeah, I really love that. Was my favorite part too about the family dinners. That's what I really love with my family. Thank you guys so much for your time. It's such an honor, honestly. Hi, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. You look great.
Thanks. in my little hovel.
Oh, it's adorable. I love the little setup and the little moon lamp that you have there.
Thank you. I like your jade, I think.
Thank you
That's
so
jade,
much.
right?
I wear it
Yeah.
every day, so it's really special to me. So Over the Moon is such an incredible film. Your character goes on a quest to meet the moon goddess. Can you tell me a little bit more about your character?
I play Fei, and Fei is this young, bright, incredibly intelligent girl who loves science and space exploration, and also believes she has this crazy imagination and creativity that allows her to figure out how to get to the moon. And she's so brave too. Like whenever she faces a problem, she's excited about it. She gets excited by a problem because she likes challenges and likes accomplishing things. So she's incredibly passionate and just really smart. And of course, she's a little silly and stubborn at times. And she loves her family. That's, I think, the touchstone of Fei. She really is filled and motivated with love.
The film embraces the Asian culture in every aspect. It's rare you see an all Asian cast for a film. Can you talk about the importance of diversity and representation and what that means for you?
Yeah, I mean, it means the world. Growing up, I was obsessed with Mulan because she kind of looked like me. And she was, again, a really strong role model for me to look up to. And I think kids everywhere deserve to see themselves in different characters and feel like their heritage is represented, because when they see the rest of the world celebrating the movie or the story, whatever story it is, that's affirmation for who they are. And it encourages kids to embrace who they are, embrace their roots and heritage, and share it with the world. And people get curious and learn more about different cultures, and they connect. And it just makes the world a more interesting place.
And your parents are Sandra Oh and John Cho in the film. How was working with them and the rest of the cast?
I mean, they're crazy and amazing. I didn't actually get to record with Sandra or John, but of course, I mean, like, I've looked up to them my entire life. They are some of the people who inspired me to pursue art, seeing people who are so excellent at what they do and also just really giving. Sandra has like reached out to me and checked up on what's going on in my career and how she can help. There's a sense of like fostering and caring for young talent that I think the community is so strong. But I did get to work with Phillipa in the studio, and she's also another one of my idols. And she completely embodies a goddess. So it's amazing to just watch her and learn from her and learn from all of these people that are represented in the film.
The film shows subtle nods to the Asian culture throughout the movie. Are there any traditions you share with your family during the holidays?
Yeah. Well, so growing up, I was from the Silicon Valley, so we were close to a huge Asian community. And during Chinese New Year, we would go to Chinatowns and get to see the lion dancing and dragon dancing. And I would always play with like the Chinese yo-yo. We'd eat a lot of Asian food. My parents are from the Philippines, so there was always adobo and sinigang and there's a lot of food involved in all of the celebrations, basically. I love that in this film we get to see them sitting around a lazy Susan together. I think that's pretty reflective of all our times eating out. I feel like people will see themselves in these characters and see little parts that they relate to, which is so wonderful.
How are you guys today?
Fine. How
Great,
are you?
thank you. How are you?
Great. It's such a pleasure speaking with both of you. This movie really pulled at my heartstrings, and I love both of your characters. Ken, your character Gobi is hilarious and one of my favorites. Can you tell me what it was like being part of such a special film with so much diverse representation?
It was an honor. I mean, to be a part of this amazing cast, and there's a lot of cultural pride. There's also a lot of artistic pride as well, and to play a character like Obi, who is very childlike, but has also gone through his own kind of sense of loss and loneliness that Fei Fei, brilliantly played by Catherine Ong, did. It was almost a mirror of what Fei Fei was going through, but from like a lunar lens, from someone who's very childish and silly, but using that really as a defense mechanism to kind of deal and manage with, his own loneliness. Yeah.
And I love your musical number in it. I see you got some insight from being on Fox's Masked Singer.
Yeah.
Margaret, you're a hilarious comedian and play one of the cool aunties in the film. Why did you decide to be part of this film?
I actually was in Shanghai with Pearl Studios when they showed me the sketches and some of the songs. I heard the songs a couple of years ago in the very beginning stages, and I was so moved by it, and I really wanted to be a part of it. And it's just an amazing journey to see the whole thing through. And I'm really excited that it's finally done and that we can see it all. And yeah, I'm just so proud of the whole thing.
I love that it's an all-Asian cast and such a great film for kids, especially younger kids, to look up to. Ken, you were talking a little bit about working with the cast. How was working with Phillipa Soo and the rest of the cast?
I think it's having two daughters, and I keep thinking of my own family when doing this movie. I really feel that in many ways there's like I feel like a part of my career, of my future, some of my future projects that I track, really either more for other people, particularly my family, or future generations. I think about that more often. And so being a part of an all Asian American cast, needless to say, is something that is incredibly important to me. And to work with, friends like Margaret Cho, who I go way back with, who's one of, my inspirations, as well as John Cho, Sandra Oh, Phillipa Soo, and Cathy Ong. To me, honestly, it's one of my favorite things I've ever been a part of.
And this film shows subtle nods to the Asian culture, which I love throughout the film, like the lazy Susan when you guys enjoy a big family dinner. Margaret, are there any traditions you share with your family during the holidays?
Well, we during Chuseok, which just happened, which is a sort of Korean Thanksgiving, we give spam gift baskets, which are big, like big things of like different flavored spam. So you could have garlic spam or half sodium spam, or like a kind of maybe a sort of Hawaiian spam, or really honey baked spam, which is really good. Very different kinds of flavored spam, like a spam gift box, but not spam like a virus email spam, like delicious ham spam, like really good spam, not bad spam. So it's good. It's really nice.
My husband's Filipino, so spam is big in our family.
It's so delicious.
It's very delicious. What about you, Ken? Do you share any traditions with your family? You're talking about your daughters.
Yeah, we celebrate Lunar New Year, and we do the whole thing where we give cash gifts to our kids, and it's something I celebrate with my parents, and Chuseok just happened, so they're the celebrations and traditions are still alive. Yeah.